my New Game Plus playthrough. The game, of course, is Horizon Zero Dawn. And like the title says, side questing ain't easy. Right now, I'm trying to knock out. Right now, let's go to notebook rather. Right now, we're at 67.19%. Let's try to get this sucker up to even 70 one in this quickie stream. All right. Goal is to get as much work put in as possible, so that I can get this thing done and have at least 80% completion or so. Reason why is I want to feel, instead of just running the table and clearing the regular side missions and just the regular missions, I want to get as much in as possible so that it's just a really good percentage completion number. Got until Friday at about 10:30 or so to get it done. Let's get to it. So what I'm going to do is see the two big side quests that are Frozen Wilds and Ancient Armor. We're going to complete Ancient Armory once we're able to get into Gaia Prime. That's all there is to it. And once we get Gaia Prime and get the Ancient Armor, we'll be able to go back to the Embrace, get the Ancient Armor, we'll run up into the Frozen Wilds, and we'll run through the Frozen Wilds. I don't know what I'm going to do there. Got all the bandit caps, got all the tall necks so far. There are 2 cauldrons that still haven't been hit yet. So, let's see. Let's start with the side errands. And if we have time, let's do Curious Proposal and Old Acquaintance. Then we're going to try to hunt down this cauldron. Once we hunt down this cauldron, if there are any other side quests that pop up, we'll hit those 2. And all within an hour, baby. Alright, so let's find out where we're going to be going. Alright.
Dusk Mesa. Now I need to find some place too high to reach, if I'm to believe anything Fernand said.
Alright.
What do you... And it's empty.
Spear girl!
Of course.
You found it. The perfect location for an ambush. Now throw down that magnificent spear, and we'll let you live.
You've obviously heard of me. You know what I'm capable of. Why do you think this will turn out well for you?
I like the odds. Get her!
Why do I bother?
Sucks to be you.
Too late for you to run. I'm afraid you don't like.
Really?
That's the last of them. But Fernand ran off. Right to the Meridian docks, I'll bet.
Wow. Too bad for you. You went there, you're dead. Capture amount of fast travel. So I guess in theory, the best way to do it when you're starting out is the fast travel to use your mount to hit as many campfires as possible, and then fast travel. Then once you get fast travel packs, you bounce around as you need it, and as you're exploring more, once you get close to where you need, you probably unlock more. I think I'm curious enough to give it one more go round once I'm finished with Forbidden West. I'm going to put that theory to the test. That sounds like an interesting challenge to see literally how much and how fast you can clear things.
I've got all the best goods here.
Would you like to buy?
Only the finest goods here. See for your...
Oh no. Let me in! By fire and spit!
Oh, Fernand. Our deal is off.
Oh, it's you. How about a new deal? You could just cut off my finger, or my hand, or my left arm, but that's my final offer.
Tempting, but I want you to spread the word to all your crooked friends. Me and my spear are off limits from now on.
I can do that. What should I tell them?
Tell them how you barely escaped with your life. Get creative. You're good at that. I don't want to have to come find you again.
Understood. You won't hear from any of us ever again.
I'd better not.
Okay, that was a quickie. Errands. Alright, boom. The other part of it is almost every settlement you go to, be it a Karja settlement, Nora settlement, Banuk settlement, or Freehold, which is just basically a settlement that belongs to no country. It's just like a association of people. You'll find at least one or two quests. It's just trying to balance everything. Like right now, there's a biggie quest that I'm probably going to go up to. What's the name of that place? Go up by the Sunfall. In fact, I know I'm going to go up to Sunfall and take that quest. Once I do that, I'm going to come back and do the Hunter's Lodge test. Square me some something fierce. I keep thinking there's like another set of trials to do. Something like, I remember it was like 3. I don't know, maybe I'm getting confused with something. Alright, here we go. Oh boy. I don't know what's going on, I keep hitting the wrong thing.
Here's the bridge Jira mentioned. No telling how many people pass this way. But this was a man with a cart, so...
one should be relatively quick. I think I know what this one is. Went backwards there. Oh, no Glenhawks. That's good. But there's a freaking Thunderjaw. Question who?
He left the road. Doesn't make any sense. What's around someone's possessions? Gendert's? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell, or... There's enough blood to worry me.
Oh, great, Glenhawks. Let's do this.
No more blood. Must have had time to bind his wound. This chest looks like it's of Oseram making. At least he's easy to follow. Just hope he's okay.
Oh, great. Aha, there you are.
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you
boy.
Kendert? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. A sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Karja priest, my goods scattered in a herd of tramplers. There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud, I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
Alright.
Red light.
Oh, great. And there's Double Thunderjaw Valley.
Just stay out of their way for now.
Taste? Come on. Gone. Alright, let's do this.
Can't carry more. The snow's got a bite out here.
I don't remember if I managed to do this the first time out or not. There's a bottle right there. There's a bottle right there. There you go. Yeah. This was... When you use the focus a lot more, actually, you get a lot more done. Yeah, it sounds dumb to say, but... Before, and spending a whole mess of time in certain quests because I never used the focus.
Huntress. Thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm, strips the grit out of a gear wheel.
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
Hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love. When Jira said she wanted to leave the claim, I consulted with the Ilderman. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
Alright, so... Next is to head to Day Tower. So I think we did all the quests we can do in the North Country. I think there may be one or two more quests that we can do in Meridian itself, but the strange part about doing stuff like this is that the quests, some of the quests will unlock only after certain points. Yeah. I might have to start using the corruption arrows. I think I used them a lot more in the Frozen Wilds, just because when I was in the Frozen Wilds, they were some tough some bitches up there. They were really, really tough. Sorry about my voice. They were really tough. They were like hardcore tough. Alright, let's go find Gara.
Little Spark. Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two will have a lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendert wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the... Ilderman?
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Carja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
the tribe. You can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank you? There'll always be a drink for you at Hunter's Gathering.
Would you like to buy something today? The sun shines on hard work and honest sweat. They're necessities.
I'm busy, Nora. If you need something, speak to Captain Balan in the parapet by the market building.
Alright, let's see what else we have quest-wise. I remember Zaid eventually became something we had to deal with. So we're going to go to the Hunter Slope. No. Why don't we... Let's go to this campfire. I think the mission is no longer there, though. We'll take care of this mission. This one's I remember this one. If I'm correct, it's like you repeatedly gather lenses and the monsters get of higher and higher difficulty until eventually you have to collect a a lens from a Thunderjaw. I was wholly unprepared for the Thunderjaw fight, and it took a lot of hard work to do Thunderjaw because I didn't have. I think it was, yes, it was before I had tear arrows and things like that where I could get the metal and armor off. I barely chipped away enough armor to aim at the heart, and I kept running out of arrows and shards and stuff, so I kept breaking down. I think it did have the skill that allowed me to break down materials, and I kept running. Like, I almost ran out of stuff to break down. I was getting into stuff that I needed, like actual items that I needed, and I was breaking them down to get the shards I needed to make arrows. It was rough, man. Really, really rough. And but the cool thing was I did it by running around the Thunderjaw. There was a big, there was like a, I guess you would call it a, there was like a big, like a little tiny mesa in the center of it, and I kept running around the mesa and running through the mesa to get to the back of the Thunderjaw. And every time I attacked him and he turned.
This fire means we'll be getting more supplies coming through Sunfall.
Alright,
I'm all
see.
for it.
We should appreciate these brief moments of sunshine. Who
There
knows
it
how
is.
long they'll last.
She's very pale. Is she unwell?
Yes. She's a fighter, but the fever on her won't lift. It only burns hotter. Her name is Shiana, my sister.
Isn't there anyone in Sunfall who can help?
We're refugees. We know our place. And there's only one healer in the territory. He's difficult. His soul is in shadow.
His soul is in shadow.
Galiv. That's him. He's very clever, but he has little care for people. Perhaps the desert scoured it all away. Perhaps he was always like that. Either way, I know he won't help us.
Well, I'll see about that. Where would I find him?
Last I heard, he was patching up soldiers at Blazon Arch. Another border battle.
Alright.
I'll keep the moon from your brow.
Quest. Healer's Oath. This one's closer. Personally, I wonder how he's going to feel about this, because I think I have one of almost every type of creature. one of almost every type of lens. Unless he starts looking for weird parts. And then, you want to taste? Bingo!
You're alert. No space.
Don't scrap with something that'll probably tear you apart in a heartbeat. That's the thing I'm starting to find that's really interesting about this game, from a meta not a meta, but from the context of the game, is pretty much that Aloy really is not someone you want to mess with, just because she and I think it's simply the way she's very clever, very resourceful, and incredibly dangerous. And I think it's all thanks to Ross raising her the way he did, which was simply the idea that she was going to have to be as formidable as possible. Personally, I do think that Ross knew that she would. I think Ross knew that she was going to be a really strong-willed child, but I think she's strong-willed to the point of stubbornness. Not in a bad way. It's just like
my rations today.
I think it's
about the old fellow.
More or less her what would you call it? Her tenacity. All right, here we are.
Are you Galeev, the healer?
I had planned to spend the day gazing at the lands of my exile and feeling sorry for myself, but you're not from Sunfall, so this could be interesting.
I came from the tent city there.
The answer is no.
What?
No, I can't. My resources are all...
Why won't you help?
Look at it from my perspective. What meager goods I can get must be smuggled in. That's expensive. The behemoth's share goes to the military. Of course, there are the demands of the Citadel. Helis's kestrels are so prone to sticky ends. What's left, that's for the nobles, who can pay well for my services.
Look at it from my perspective. A little girl is sick.
I think we are calling to each other across an ideological impasse.
What's stopping me from just making you do it?
I'd have to cause a situation. And you wouldn't harm the only healer disgraced enough to work for the Shadow Karja, would you?
Well, we've only just met, but yes, it's tempting.
And take it up with the Citadel. They decide who lives and dies. Nothing you can do would compare to my punishment if I use the last of my stock on a tent girl.
You're kind of an ass, healer.
There's no cure for a conscience. But in this line of work, I've built up an immunity to it.
Yes, God.
And yet, if you feel so strongly about this...
That's not how charity works.
It is how deep...
Those parts aren't exact...
As it happens, a Thunderjaw... I know it well because they expect me to put its victim...
If I do this?
Oh, I'm not but I'll be heading back to the...
Alright. You know, dumbass, you're actually making this entirely too easy for me. So we're going to do this. We're going to switch to inventory to our the new car shot bow, which will lead us into...
This has to be the place. The Thunderjaw shouldn't be hard to find.
Of course it should be hard to find.
Just hope I see it before it sees me.
Yep, I remember this fight. I definitely remember this fight. As much of a pain in the ass it was very fun.
I can still get the upper hand.
that's where. Buddy, we know how this is gonna end. Jank! Just like that. Now we'll switch to our
Full already.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is gather up the rest of this, the metal shards. I'm going to break down a whole pile of metal canisters simply because I don't need them anymore. Alright, this right here, this is where I thought I would run over, around, through, you see that? To the left, to the right, to the center. And if I ran fast enough, the Thunderjaw would, I could get behind the Thunderjaw.
Out. Windburn.
And, you know, pretty much, I made a mess of the fight. Let's go to resources. Ravager. See, look at that. Okay, that one, Frost Claws. Those are up in the frozen wilds. Let's go with disassemble multiple. And that will allow me to take Thunderjaw Hot. Now let's go find that scumbag doctor. If we do this, this should be like probably the fastest we ever got to, like, this will be the fastest we've gotten to 70%. Well, correction. This would be a fast 3%. I wonder what the record for getting a 100%. All right. Now where's Gullive? All right.
The usurpers.
I have your machine part. A deal's a deal. See to the girl, and it's yours.
On my oath. But tell me, if this girl survives, what do you suppose is her future?
It's better than not having a future at all.
What a charming notion. Come, come, let's be quick about this. Kindness doesn't keep well in the heat.
It's you. Hello again.
I've brought someone to see your sister.
How did you... What did we do to deserve... No. Wait. I don't even want to ask. In case a shadow passes over and it's gone.
Smart boy.
She'll have his full attention. Won't she?
Once I'm freed of other distractions, yes.
So, let's go to Hunting for the Lodge. Yeah, this ought to be fun because this is going to be fun. And I can tell you it's going to be fun, and not in a good way, because something tells me this dude is one of the Karjas that are going to be real dicks. Because, well, we're Karja, blah, 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 blah. Alright, I got enough parts. Alright, boy. Another good thing is, the good part about this is my loadouts are good enough that they should take on anything. And they're mainly good enough to take on damn near anything because of the trick I was talking about before, which is I would constantly be in search of stronger coils. And the coils, when you add them to slots, add effects and things like that. And if I had a terror, like the terror arrows, the higher the percent, the more stuff it blows, you know, the better it is at blowing stuff off. And it does, the other thing it does, which is cool, is like tear damage normally isn't a lot. It's like just a step above chip damage, but these tear arrows are strong enough. If you saw that fight with the Thunderjaw, no, of course you saw it, but it's strong enough that they tear. They put a healthy amount of damage on it, which is to me, damage is the priority. Always the priority. You kill it faster than it can kill you. It's a ludicrous philosophy versus someone that is going to use technique. And I think like the fight with my first fight with the Thunderjaw in that area was a technique fight, because I had to be very careful and very smart about how I did it, because I didn't have resources or anything like that to deal with it the way I could deal with it. But it was also something that...
A moment of your time, Outlander?
Alright, here we go.
By the sun! King Avad's edict really is taking effect. Never thought I'd see a Nora here, and a woman at that. So, you have marks for me?
What do you mean?
From the hunting grounds. Oh, right. You're new here.
What edict?
King Avad insisted that the Hunter's Lodge had to welcome everyone. Man, woman, outlander, regardless of tribe. Ursa, captain of the Vanguard, came in and delivered that news personally. You should have been there. It was glorious. But I figured they would sweep it under the rug and say no woman or outlander qualified. Yet here you are.
Are you a member?
Me? No. Karja don't exactly encourage their daughters to run around hunting machines. But all the changes in Meridian have been good to me. I don't think the Oseram know how to sell to us Karja. The trader I worked for last couldn't sell flowers to a bee. He was too plain hammered, as they like to say. This is a much better job. I figure I'll be able to open my own shop soon enough.
What do you want with my marks?
You hunters and your badges. I'm not going to take them. I'm going to give you a weapon that sets you apart. Yeah, I thought that'd get your attention. If you earn marks in all 3 trials at each of the 5 hunting grounds, come to me. I can give you up to 3 weapons. One for 15 half-suns, one for 15 full suns, and one you'll love for all blazing suns.
What do I do with these marks?
If you get the same mark from all the hunting ground trials, show me what marks...
I'm a little short on mark.
No problem.
So I'm 4 short.
Nice little break. Work's been hard.
One.
Excuse us. The machine rider graces us with her presence. You're a Nora, are you not? A fighter from the savage lands.
The sacred land, but yes. I fought for everything I got.
Huh. Tell me, do the Nora often wander into other people's homes and do whatever they like?
Of course not.
But that is what you're doing, right now. Stinking up our lodge, pestering your betters.
You're hardly my better. Legan said I had to meet you to become a member.
That would be true if there were any chance of you becoming a member. But you're a savage. And no savage will rise in the ranks of the Hunter's Lodge while I am the Sun Hawk. Now be gone.
No. I was led to believe there are rules here. If they count for nothing, then even your position is meaningless. So quit blustering and tell me. Is there a Hawk who is free to sponsor me?
Very well. Talana is free. Wouldn't that be fitting? Trash sponsoring trash. Now get out of my sight.
Had enough of work.
No, this is gonna be delicious. This dude's gonna die a very horrible death, and I'm so here for it.
You're Talana? Assis said you were a Hawk without a fledgling to sponsor. Or are you trying to drive me off too? It's okay, I've dealt with worse.
I'll bet you have. But you're wrong. It's not okay. Especially not today.
What happened today?
One of our own just died fighting Red Maw. You'll never face a more dangerous Thunderjaw. Cuts through trees, rocks, people.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's part of the hunt.
Is there any actual hunting in this lodge? So far, it's been all talk.
Yes, of course. You fight a machine, then bring its trophy to Assis the Sunhawk, then no one can deny you brought it down.
Assis, what's his story?
He's the Sunhawk of the Lodge. The highest ranking asshole... Sorry, member. He's taken down Ravagers, Stalkers, Behemoths.
So, I've taken down a lot of machines.
As have I. Even brought down 2 Stormbirds. But he's a Hawk who brought in the trophies first. That's how it works. Whichever Hawk defeats the greatest machine first, becomes a Sunhawk.
Who is this Legan, the man at the door?
Legan? He's a Hawk. He had an impressive run in his day, but he doesn't fight anymore. He supports the Lodge in other ways. Unlike the other Hawks, who hoard all the best kills and drink the bar dry.
I'm ready to hunt.
You want them to regret looking down on you? Kill 3 Sawtooths, 2 Ravagers, and a Stalker. Deliver their trophies directly to Assis. That should shut them all up.
So if I do that, you'll sponsor me?
I'll consider it.
Alright, here we go. Let's start at the top and work our way down. We're gonna murder these fools. We're gonna wreck every single one of them. Yep, I was right. Assis is an asshole. Seems like some of these Carjas, not all of them, but it seems like some of these guys that are in these old traditional positions tend to be assholes, and you're either having to deal with them or you're helping people who want to put them in their place, which is in the past.
Let's get on with it. This'll do. Got too much already.
Alright, so that was fast. Alright, that's done. Next up, we need okay, the good thing about this is Stalker, if he hits me, I can counter hit. So what do we do next? So, shard salvager. That's what I use to clear up space. I'm almost tempted to just use the shard salvager and like clear half the slots out. And I'm tempted to do that purely because I can 110% go to almost any location and hunt any machine and very easily, with the exception of Deathbringers and Corruptors, because they aren't everywhere. They're usually only found with Eclipse, and usually those are like one-time only encounters, like when I was at the Maker's End. I mean, the good thing is I know how to take them out. I'm almost tempted to see if I can strip anything off of these things during encounters, just to cripple them. Because that's the other point of stripping, using Terror Blast arrows. It's not just to take components off of an enemy, it's also to ensure that it's also something you do to make sure that you're denying enemy use of all of their weapons. Like if you tear off a Ravager cannon, he can't use the Ravager cannon. If you tear off the little array on its on the back array, that's like its radar. So if you destroy that, it can't pull a search function. Alright. There he is. That's not. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. There he is. Did he? Ha ha! Now, like I said, easy peasy. If you can't go to them, make them come to you. I remember there was one challenge somewhere where I was really under level, and I just literally I shelled them. I stood up on a high ridge and I shelled them with fire blast arrows until they dropped. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, we've done this enough for Sawtooth, so. Booyah. Just like that. $110%, that's a really, really quick way of getting it done. Like I said, all the stuff that I've been putting into my loadout makes it so that I do what I need to when I need to, and it's not like it's hard or particularly easy.
All without breaking a sweat. I had no idea the Nora was so fierce.
I knew they'd catch Dervo eventually. Let's see him tinker his way out.
He gets back soon. Need those things.
We're letting the Oseram take Derval? They'll give him a rap on the knuckles and let him go.
Lucky that the Nora was there to protect the Sun King.
I thought I told you.
I'm here to present trophies to the Sunhawk of the Lodge. 3 Sawtooths, 2 Ravagers, and a Stalker for good measure.
I suppose Talana helped you with this.
I brought these down myself. Will you accept them?
Fine, yes. I accept them. But tell Talana she should stop playing with sludge if she wants to get Redmaw.
When I gave him my trophies, Ussie said you should be spending more time finding Redmaw than helping me.
That bunghead isn't wrong. But there isn't time to find Redmaw right now.
Oh?
Meet me outside.
She stood between the assassin and our Sun King.
You want to help? Here's someone.
I live in Lone Light, northeast of here. We have so...
Sometimes members receive an honorarium for the hunt.
How generous.
In the past, I would have gone with Takas to handle.
What about Redmaw?
Are you in or...
All right.
How can it be an invalid location? Lone Light. I want to try to take Redmaw. That's what I want. Well, the good thing is, well, let's see where we at. I know that I'm at about the point where I'm gonna call it a day, well, or rather call it a stream. See what the notebook says. 69. We're almost at 70%. I think this might get us there. If it doesn't, well, horseshoes and hand grenades, I guess.
About time you showed up. More Glen Hawks incoming. More coming!
I'd have to ditch something.
That seems to have taken care of them.
But more always come. The soldiers at Morning's Watch don't even bother to fight them anymore.
They must be attracted to the kills I saw upriver. I should go back, but if more attack here...
I'll watch the village. You go ahead.
I thought you wanted to do this together.
You don't need me to hold your hand.
One more time. This might just put it over the top. If it doesn't, then we're still at we're still just a smidge under 70%, which puts us at a C.
More Glinthawks.
Or rather, we're at a C minus.
Everywhere. No wonder the Glinthawks were drawn here. Whoever did amateurs will leave easy tracks to follow. Those blinds up there concentrate fire on a target. Makes it impossible to fight back. It's a cheat, and a wasteful one too. These must be the Snapmaw hunters. I'm here on behalf of the nearby village. Seems your kill zone is creating a Glinthawk problem for them.
Yeah, well, they're not the only people with problems. If we don't get enough snap mo-
I don't follow.
I borrowed shards to buy seeds.
I'm sorry about that.
Not my problem. None of us.
None of us?
You didn't think it was just us two, did you? You already have one? Now that's impressive. All right, then.
There, the heart you need. Now what about your promise?
A deal's a deal. And now I can pay off my debt. We won't be back.
Good. Keep it that way.
Aloy. Congratulations are in order. I wanted to make sure you could handle yourself.
You were watching the whole time?
Of course. Tarkus, may the sunlight is passing, taught me many things. First of which was, a hawk never abandons their thrush.
Wait. Are you saying...
I'd like to sponsor you for membership. What do you say to hunting machines, winning trophies, and unseating Assis?
I'm in. I'll meet you back at the lodge as soon as I'm able.
Alright. Let's do this. So I think we should go talk one more time to Talana, and we'll call it a stream. Because it looks like, for all intents and purposes, we're just at a C rating. I don't know. I have a theory that maybe next time I do something like this, if I do a HDD playthrough, I should do something like put a little stat track. I should like record my strats in the description as well. But I don't know. The good thing about this is I'm starting to get the hang of streaming, starting to figure things out. But you know, this is one of those things. Even if I'm doing this for fun, I want to try to build this up a little more. I think I don't know. I we'll figure it out. Okay, we're at a good stop.
Knew it was only a...
Okay, so let's see where we're at in the notebook. 69%
before
still.
Oseram tried to kill the Sun King. These damn Oseram stirring up tensions.
Heck of a settlement. Oh, and it's not wood. It's built on, built on stone, but it is wood. Oh,
The Oseram that tried to kill our Sun King? Traitors, the whole tribe of them. It's not what I imagined.
Half the challenge of building...
Talana, Always a pleasure. I see you've brought your pet.
Greetings, Sunhawk. I hereby sponsor Aloy of the Nora for membership in the Hunter's Lodge.
No. Look at her. She's lowborn, a savage. This is beneath even you, Talana.
She has fulfilled the requirements, and Sun King Avad decreed the lodge should be open to all. She did save his life, but I'm sure he'll listen to your prejudice over his own common sense. Would you like to take it up with him?
The word of the Sun King is indeed law. Even though it will bring ruin to the lodge, so be it. Do you, Aloy of the Nora?
I do.
Members of the lodge, even though Tarkus is barely cold, I present to you Aloy of the Nora. Member and Thrush, what say you all?
To the hunt!
Sponsoring an outlander.
This.
I know why I hate Assis.
My family has always boasted members in the lodge. My father and brother were both hawks. Assis let their sacrifice be forgotten.
What sacrifice?
They died in the massacre. They should be honored as hawks. Instead, Assis will not let anyone mention it.
How did your family come to be members of the lodge?
Karja noble houses have sent sons to the lodge for generations. Because they needed another place to lord over the commoners. I want to change that. The idea that someone is worthy or not by virtue of birth alone. Everyone thinks they have me pegged as soon as they hear Talana Khan Padish. I hate that.
I understand. My whole life I lived as an outcast from the Nora. They would have been the first to say I wasn't one of them. Yet as soon as I leave the sacred lands, everyone calls me Aloy of the Nora. It should be Aloy despite the Nora.
I didn't know. I'll remember that.
What happened in the massacre?
King Jiran's paranoia knew no bounds. He sent thousands of innocents to die in the Sun Ring. When the Hawks of the Lodge called for him to stop the slaughter, he threw them in the ring too. Yet when the machines attacked the condemned, more Hawks leapt into the ring to defend them. And my father and brother were among them.
I'm so sorry. What happened to the men in the Sun Ring?
They died fighting. If you wish to hear the story, Legan can tell it better. He saw it with his own eyes. I did not. The morning of the massacre, my father told me to meet him outside the city. He told me they were planning an escape. I waited for hours until a message came from my father. I had to leave the city. So I fled when I should have fought by his side.
He didn't want you to die with them.
Nor would he want their names forgotten. Especially by the man who benefited most from their deaths, Assis. Now that you're a Thrush, you should improve your reputation.
You want me to go?
You're not just any Thrush.
But what about Red?
I will find him. Having any trouble?
What's Redmaw?
Few have seen it. A thunderjaw marked by years of battle. Some say it still bears the marks of over a dozen hunters on its flank. How many it has trampled along the way, we may never know. When members go hunting and never return, we often blame Redmaw. But to me, it's more than legend. It's the only machine that will unseat Assis. My sponsor nearly had it, but he didn't make it.
I'm sorry.
Tarkus sponsored me out of loyalty to my family. He was my last link to them, besides the lodge itself. I have to unseat Assis. Bring back trophies from a...
Alright, we're gonna do the Thunderjaw real quick just because I can. And then I will drop us at the Stormbird location and we'll fight that once later. That should hopefully that'll be enough to get us into the fight for Red Maw, and then Red Maw is going to go down. Because I feel like sometimes you only reach your best point when you're pushed to, and that's true in fighting games, and that's true in almost any other game, especially if you get curb stomped enough times, or in battles where you don't have enough, you're outmanned, outgunned, or whatever have you. So here's what we're gonna do. So first, we go to inventory. We're going Thunderjaw hunt. So we're going to use Terror Shot arrows. That's not what I want. Alright, cool. Funny thing about this thing done. As I said, built for the hunt. Inventory. Let's go to you. Like I said, brute force. Simple and direct. Now, let's do this. That's how you take it out. Like I said, why is it... It just... I can honestly say it seems very strange. But again, I think I understand now. Considering the last... considering the two fast ones that I've done... have evolved using tear arrows to take off enough armor and do damage. And he'll drop to the ground. And when he does that, you can I tie him down and I hit critical strikes and takes him out. Or like I did before with this one, hit him with fire arrows after I used terror arrows to do more damage, and then use the precision arrows to and stack the precision arrows to do the damage. The good thing about that is if I had him in state of burning, which is that fire symbol with the little timer clock on it, you do more damage, and while that's doing damage, you stack those arrows, the precision arrows, and just like wail away at him with the precision arrows until, you know, he drops.
This is sure about this thing. You'll like what I have for sale, I promise.
Four times already.
Let's come take a look.
Where's Talana?
Memorial in the sunring.
Maybe upstairs.
The way the candles glow.
No Assis either. Maybe Lygan knows where they are.
You have trophies? I can hang on to them until the Sunhawk returns.
Where are Assis and Talana?
Assis received word about Red Maw and rushed out. Talana found out a short time later and had to follow.
They both went alone?
Assis left without his thrush. Talana did as well. Though, I saw some outlanders follow after her.
I wouldn't put it past Assis to try something underhanded to
Alright,
get the
that's
kill.
this. We'll get it.
Where have they gone? I have to help if I can.
You might be right. They've gone southeast, headed for the spear shafts. You'd better hurry.
Alright, let's do this. Hell with it. We were close enough to doing Red Maw. That'll put us at 70%. I'm going for it.
How much did Assis pay you?
The outlet. That sounds like her.
We're taking fire! Move!
Move in!
This shot's for you!
Thank you. I should have seen this coming. Of course he would hire men to keep me from Redmond.
Oh god, look
They
at,
died
look
for
at
his
the
pride.
effects of the rain.
Where's Assis now?
He's gone after Redmaw. This way. Hurry!
Why is Assis going after Redmaw alone?
Vanity. He doesn't want to share credit for the kill with his brush. My sponsor did the same. Went after Redmaw alone out of pride. Even though he knew we needed to unseat Assis.
Rain. All things are good day.
I'm not sure where Assis and Redmaw went from here.
I can follow their tracks. This way. Redmaw destroyed these trees.
I fear we're too late. For Tarkus, I arrived in time to see him die from his wounds. And with my father, I didn't even get that.
There he is. Redmaw. Assis is holding his own. Was holding his own. Well, we have our work cut out for us.
Alright, let's do this. We've gotta go back to our tear shot. Well,
Taking the wind out of him. We're doing it! Just a little bit more!
may all your metal weapons rust in peace.
By the sun, we did it!
That's what happens when you can friggin' tear these things apart very quickly, dear.
Hello there, beautiful.
Who are you, the
We
great
make
El
a great
Dandy?
team.
And
Who
now,
are you, the Doubt El Dandy?
you're the Sunhawk.
About that.
Talana. He's still alive.
Out of the way, Nora. Filth.
You're done. The Lodge is finally free of your influence.
I kept it alive. In dark times.
No. You buried it. Along with my father's memory.
I should have let you fight Redmore first. To soften him up. Damn.
Here lies the Sunhawk of the Hunter's Lodge. It's almost a shame.
After all that, you're gonna weep for him.
Oh, no. I just wish I could have seen his face when I succeeded him.
Okay, then.
Meet me back at the Hunter's Lodge, if you have the time. I have a feeling the new Sunhawk wants to welcome you.
Oops. Alright, so we are done. Well, correction. We'll be done once we get the the mission complete. That should put us over 70% threshold, which means we get from what I call a D to or rather C minus to a C rank. Real quick. Remember I was talking about percentages, and this is going according to a grading system that that you know, it's a relatively standard one. Any 50% is failing. It's not even worth considering. It's an F. 60% is just as bad. 60 to 70%, that's a D. Like 60s, you're still at a D until you get to around 67%. That's a C minus. We're at 70%, which puts us at a C. Above 70 puts us at a C plus. Once we get to 75, we get into B minus territory. 78 puts us at a solid B minus. 80 puts us at a solid B. So if 70 is just like median or mediocre at best, B is good, A is excellent, and S is outstanding. S is exceptional. S puts us as exceptional, and currently we're getting to that point. Let's see. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Hunter's Lodge, and with us going to the Hunter's Lodge, we will collect our 70%, and as this is Thursday, we can rock out harder, and hopefully make the rest of it stick.
Radovan Khan Padish, cherished brother, and Sunhawk Talavad Khan Padish, beloved father. Let their memory and sacrifice be a beacon for all hunters, all people to follow. Look, a memorial to my father and brother, and all the men who died in the Sun Ring. You made this possible, Aloy. Thank you.
What was that prayer you were saying?
Oh, great sun. Make treaty with them. Give them shafts of sunlight for spears. Hawk Gravid Khan, Hawk Yusan, Hawk Brad. Let their memory and sacrifice.
What happens now?
As Sunhawk, I've made sure we invite prospective. This lodge will be a stale.
So?
It feels like.
Well, congratulations, Talana. I should get going.
Thank you, Aloy, despite the Nora. May you always take your prey.
Yes! Alright, here we go. 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 Game for yes. Yes! 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 71.69%. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Alright. Alright, so. Yes. So, we are officially right there. What else do we need to do? Let's take a look. We've gotten virtually everything we need to do. So let's clear the map first. Alright, look at this. All that's left is the waypoints, which we can do. And that's fine. But first thing we're going to do is, before we scoot, we're going to change what we're looking for. Savvy? So, we're going to toggle all icons. Toggle all icons, alright? Let's do... There we go. There we go. And let's add the corruption zones as well. Alright. So we got the collectibles. We got the ancient... If there's anything... And we'll do this because if this is something we haven't gotten to yet... So, let's see. We've got this, two, these two here, and the corruption zones. Okay, let's clear all that out. Once we clear all that, we can check real quick to see if there's anything left here, and then we shall get back into the game proper. We're at 70%, and hopefully getting the other missions will put us right above where we need to be. So that's the plan. Plan is to get the rest of the corruption zones taken care of, the cauldron here taken care of, the trial here, there's still one there, and go up to the Norlands. We're going to have to also let's go filters, and we'll add the campfires back in as well. Reason being is, if we're going to fast travel, we need to be able to use those fast travel points. So, and there's a tall neck up there. It's not bad. Not bad at all. We can do this. Well, thank you for just sticking with me for a little longer than I intended. I really should have been done with this 45 minutes ago. But, as always, I'll see you on the next one.